Hey everybody, this is A7X Fan Ben, and this is vlog number 43 of Pirates with Ben. Give me a short episode, just going to do the features, and so the deal of the day is just going to be something that's new as of today, pretty much. So Dogan PC on eBay has a ton of pirate stuff up. I advertise this at the Facebook group and on the eBay sales thread. Basically, he's selling pretty much all the 10 Masters, and he's got a lot of other stuff too, including some rare LEs from Rise of the Fiends and Ocean's Edge. And I'm going to have a link to their page in the description below, so you can check that stuff out. The auctions are running for about 10 days, so I'll probably feature it towards the end of that as well. But I wanted to give people a heads up because there's a ton of great stuff and a ton of high demand stuff up as well. So, for example, some of the Mysterious Island stuff like Thane Heartless and the Slipstream. I see HMS Grand Temple, not as rare, but certainly one of the best gunships in the game. So, and I believe Dogan, I'm assuming this is the same person. That's somebody who I guess is from the Portland group out in Oregon, and that's where they're selling from. So definitely a trusted member of the community, I guess, at least in days past. So, pretty interesting stuff to say the least on eBay. So it's nice to see because eBay hasn't been super exciting the past 2-3 weeks maybe. So it's cool to see more variety and a lot more quantity of cool stuff and rare stuff. So, and the 10 Masters always get people excited. So that's cool. 1 through 14 for the set number. Set number 10 is Caribbean, I believe. 11, 12, 13. Yep. So Caribbean is set number 10, and I think it numbers to 300 with the Flying Dutchman. Yep. All right. So let's hit extended and see what we get. 1 through 300. 176, not a game piece. 198, 108, which I don't think is a game piece. Let me just make sure. Nope, just numbers the 94 for the special edition ships. 79. So that's going to be, alright, so I got to try to guess. So it's going to be a unique treasure crew for 2 for type card, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know which, so let's find out. Okay, so it's Rum and Marty. Okay, nice. Alright, cool. So Marty, this is a common. It looks like, yeah, common from Pirates of the Caribbean. This was the only set to feature unique treasures on the same card as crew. So they have the crew chip on the left side of the card, and then there's like a face down unique treasure among the 9, the 9 regular coins you'll find. One of them will be a unique treasure. So Marty is basically just a pirate cannoneer, so not too exciting. I do love that they try to incorporate as many characters from the movies as possible, even characters whose names you wouldn't know from the movies. So they actually they named Shri Sumbaji and Mistress Ching, and they say the names very briefly, I suppose, at least some of them in the Brethren Court scenes. But anyway, I do like that they try to incorporate as many of the characters as possible. And Marty, being a kind of like a gunner type role in the movies, I think Cannoneer does make a lot of sense. But I wish they could have made the named crew from the set a little more unique. Some of them are awesome and unique. Like Jocard is really good. Capitaine Cheval is a cargo wrecker, which is an amazing ability. So, and then on the other side is Rum, which is basically just another. It's just a clone of the Spanish main version. So you may have already known this from the Pirates of the Caribbean set review podcast. So Rum, this ship can be given an action to turn after loading Rum. Rum is worth gold equal to 6 minus the number of the ship's crew when Rum was loaded. So this one I'm not a fan of because you can't be given an action to turn after loading it. The Cassandra just had this happen in Vassal Campaign Game 4, actually. So costing you a full turn of actions is not really in your best interest. And 6 minus the number of crew, I mean, on a gold runner it could be worth, 4, 5, or 6, but you can find regular coins worth that much as well, let alone 7. So I don't see Rum as a very good UT. There is some interesting tactics with it, though, because notably the Rum Bomb, which Wolf has talked about a bit, where you can purposely ram an enemy gunship, and then if they win the boarding party and your gold runner only has Rum aboard, they have to take it, and Rum doesn't take up cargo space because it's a face-up UT, so that would make it so that the effect triggers, and then the gunship can't be given an action the turn after. So it's kind of a cool use of it as like an offensive tactic rather than just taking the value and being kind of a mediocre trader. So there's more interesting things to do with it, but that being said, I don't really like the UT too much, and in this case, it makes sense, of course, with Jack's obsession or addiction or whatever, but seeing a direct clone from Spanish Main reappear is just makes sense, but clones in general I'm not a huge fan of. So anyway, so game piece ratings out of 10, I guess Marty Cannoneers would get, I guess, a 6.5 out of 10. I said 6 for Musketeer yesterday, right? So and then Rum, game piece rating out of 10, probably 6 out of 10. It's not a bad UT, and you can use it in a few different ways, so it's not limited to just the gold value. But that being said, costing in action really holds it back, and it's not one of my favorite UTs. So I'll get some hate comments about how I should like Rum better. But anyway, and Marty actually, Martin Kleba is the actor's real name. He actually liked one of my Instagram pictures, and I'll try to include a link to that in the description below. So I've been on Instagram since I think 2015. I think either that or 2016 was the year. It was still pretty new. I was still pretty new on Instagram, and all of a sudden it said Martin Kleba or somebody liked your photo. So that was pretty crazy. And then for picture of the day, this is Economy Edition 3 years ago today, June 22nd, 2015. This is the Pirate Home Island. You can see they've got a lot of island upgrades. So in the Economy Edition rule set, you can build trading and military ports and whatnot. And then they've got a bunch of extra crew. They had to get some home island expansions, and they have a ton of ships docked at their home island, and more ships coming in and leaving every turn. So this was a pretty chaotic situation. And the Pirates did have the biggest fleet in that game at one point, so it makes sense. And then you can see in the description below, I'll put a link to Economy Edition. You can see the battle reports for that game. And then in that battle report, there's also a link to the Economy Edition rules where you can see what the island upgrades do and all that sort of stuff. So leave a like if you enjoy the video, subscribe for more Pirates content, and I'll see you again soon.